solution, a good approach.
Let's dive a little bit into that as we get closer to the end. Let's focus on kind of what practical techniques and possible solutions are available today, whether it's
Mm.
open source or vendor-led components. But what, if so there's everybody's in a different, there are multiple organizations in different stages of maturity. So if you're just getting started with agents, what do you
Mhm.
think people should do? And if you already have an agent in production, what should you worry about the most? How would you, I'm
Right.
sure you get asked this a lot. So
Yeah.
give some
Uh,
advice to the people here.
Yeah, I always give like one is a tactical, another is a strategic, right? So the tactical solution is if you started the building the agent system or you already have the agent system, I think apply to both. Yes, you threat model it, like see what potential threat you have. So using Maestro framework, I do have open source framework. People just get a clone can use it. Or I have also a solution built called maestro-sentinel.com. You basically add your the architecture description. It will brainstorming with you to create the threat model for you. So at least like for each layer, identify three potential threat, tactical perspective, right? Uh, Potential three threat it could impact this agent deployment. So this is one. Another one is more strategic. Is certainly I think adopt NIST AI IMF framework is good. It has the start with govern like govern really this what we're talking about. Who is responsible for what? You have policy process, procedures, and what is your security programming, right? So that is the governance. And then you map. Map is, again, goes through your whole agentic system. Like if you have maybe plus a traditional system, because agentic system using MCP tool can talk to your legacy IT system, to, right? Tool. So how it mapped it, right? So you can build this threat during this map. And then the measure, that's what the AI vulnerability scoring system can be helpful for. We do have some methodology there as well to see how do you measure the risk that you find during all this vulnerability discovery phase, and then you can manage it, right? Manage it means red teaming, fix mitigation, put the deterministic control on it. Yeah, so this is more strategic. I think everyone, if you hear us looking into this approach, it certainly can reduce, it cannot eliminate. It will reduce your attack surface and improve the trust. So go back to our original topic, as what is enough? There's not really enough there. So it's always a process, a roadmap that you improve your risk posture or security posture, and then you increase the trust, right?
Yeah, I agree. I think my take on that, how much is enough question is that it's tempting, but it's not enough to think about trust as something that you do in development to accelerate your ship velocity. It's not enough to get an agent into production with some notion of trust and compliance as a checkbox.
Right.
The harder part is what happens once the agent is in production, because that's when the real world actually produces more threats than you anticipated, almost certainly. And so it's in the way that we're thinking about it, and I'd like for us to build, is to imagine that a truly trustworthy agent is one that metabolizes chronic stress into resilience, into kind of dynamic resilience. It's able to deal with the novel attacks as they emerge and address them quickly. And the pace at which it can address those novel issues and reduce the failure modes is really the true measure of trustworthiness of an agent continuously, right? So I think that if that shift starts to happen within the industry, it would be a net positive because we'll likely be able to deploy agents in more workflows, more consequential workflows, and be able to count on them, rely on them, right? So this feels like a nice place to kind of focus our attention as Vijil.